Facebook feed. Who is that? I can't see the name. Every time I get close, my third eye pops up. Eileen. Wait a minute, Eileen. Uh-oh. After these posts, I didn't post yet. Want to post this one? I don't know if I want to post this one. Around here. I don't know if I want to post that one. Way down, too loud, way too loud. All right, there we go. Let me share this out. I'm not sure what we're going to talk about today. Let me share it to my page. Share it to, well, I was talking about free the world, stop the psychopaths, don't be neegan. All right. Share free world network, free the world. Got to share it out on the Green News Network because those people are actually green. They're green. They're not green like the Green Deal. Boy, I got in trouble talking about the Green Deal the other day. I don't know if I want to post this. Socialism. Yeah, see, I don't want to. I don't fight with the socialism, capitalism people today. Socialism gives, what I say? Socialism gives all the resources to the kings. Capitalism gives all the resources to the cronies. Everybody fight. Which psychopathist system do you want to support? It's like there's a reason why the psychopaths always get you to choose one of those two. Let me see. I want to post that. I don't know if I want to post it. I don't know if I feel like fussing with y'all today. People like fussing with me. Because like the psychopaths, they train them to argue for them. I'm not sure if I want to. I'm gonna save that one. I was kind of posting this morning. I was getting excited. I saw a bunch of stuff and I was like, these thoughts were coming to my mind. Good morning, everybody. Oh wow, so a whole bunch of people early in the morning. What y'all doing up this early? I live in a slavery, forced labor society. Oh, I was on the race this morning. That's what we were doing. That's right. I forgot who I was fussing with today. I was fussing with you racial people. Racist! Let's be a color and let's fight. To me, it's stupid. It's just like all the people, you know, they have popular racism on all sides. They're popular racists, and they all want to fight each other on this idea that their race is better than somebody else's race. To me, it's just stupid. People fighting racism, they need to fight bankism. Bankism, people, think about bankism. Banks run your society. Banks tell you what to do. Banks tell you where to go, where not to go, and they are the things that will enslave your children. Stop. Cut it out. And grow the hell up. That's what, I posted this morning. I was thinking about the unfederal reserve, which is not actual federal institution, then not controlled by America. I was talking about it'll come to me. Hold on, just hold still face for a minute. It'll come. Hold on. The coffee's in there, the caffeine is working, it'll come to me. What did I say? Oh, right. So America. The allowance statement, yeah, allowance. Like America gets an allowance. It's funny. This is why I don't do the capital. I don't do the cheering the flag and the allegiance and all that stuff. Kaepernick is taking a knee because that's what you're supposed to do. If you realize your colors and your groups and your police and everybody's being played against you and your nation, you're in a coliseum, you're fighting for banks, maybe you should take a knee. A knee ain't a bad thing. Sometimes you got to take a knee. Oh, I don't know what the hell is going on. Let me just kind of take a knee and read a book or something. I was trying to explain to someone yesterday, good sister, you just need to read my well, it's not mine. I always point people to please read Confessions of the Economic Hitman and please read Wars of Racket. And then we will continue this discussion. But until you do that, please don't vote. Please don't go do that. Don't don't do that. So, but I was talking about allowances, right? Because if you don't actually print your own currency, you don't actually have a country. You don't. I'm sorry, you don't. If you don't print your currency, you don't have a country. It's like a child. Do children print their allowance? Do they? Do they go to mommy and they beg for it? So I was talking about allowances. Like if your nation gets allowances and international bankers print its currency, you don't have a government. You have what's called mommy. You got a bankerment. That's what you have. You don't have a government. You have a bankerment. You have bankers that literally run your government. And voting is just consent for them. Voting is saying, hey, I think it's a good idea. You know, that voting is you line up. You have to line up to your parents to get your allowance. Remember we used to do that? Line up. Daddy, I clean my room. Daddy, because I had a military father. You had to make your bed up. You had to pull the fabric real tight to fit its sheet in a flat sheet. And he took the coin and bounced the coin off the bed. I was like, Dad, that's in a movie, man. You're not supposed to do that. That's real boot camp. No, that's what you're supposed to do. I had a military father. So, but yeah, we'd line up. It's time for allowance. We say all the things. I did my dishes on time. And that's kind of how we are. It's kind of what voting is. You got your little political party and line up. I went to college. I got my degree. I work for killer murderous corporations. I save my money. I invest in my 401k. Please, please. And the government's above that, right? Because the government work for the bankerment. All of our citizens are producing. Look at our GDP. We're making cruise missiles, bombs, and weapons and nuclear technology so you can take the banks and murder people all over the planet. We did a good job. Can we have our All right, I'm not gonna get in trouble today with the AO. Why y'all give people an acronym? That's not her name. She has a name. It's Alice something Ocasio something. She has a Castillo, something like that. She has a name. I don't know the names. Oh, did y'all see Pence? Y'all see what Pence said? Pence was warning Maduro. What did Pence say? Well, no, Pence was talking to the Venezuelan people. I love Pence. I love him. I love everybody, but I love the death. That brother get up there, but he know God. Doesn't he? Them evil, cold, devil eyes. Ain't never read a Bible in his life. He got up there and he was talking to the Venezuelan people. Said, Venezuelan people, stand up. Go with God. I was like, go with God? I was like, what God are you talking about? Which God? The one with the horns and the bifurcated tail? The one that shoot fire out his mouth? What God do you serve? Which God says go invade a nation, murder people, and blow it up? I was trying to my friends who don't live in the United States. We have different gods here, yo. We have all kind of Jesuses. We got the Republican Jesus, we got Democrat Jesus, we got Black Jesus, got Hispanic Jesus, and yes, we have pro-war oil Jesus. We got him too. We got all the flavors. That's why Jesus, when he come back, he's just gonna bring Babylon on us. That's because we are Babylon. We are the ones who fled the text. The world. Y'all don't know if y'all still believe in Jesus. Y'all don't believe in Jesus. Y'all don't find. Y'all kind of neutral. Jesus, y'all might have a. You might have a chance here. We just put in God we trust right on the money. Go blow up nations and work for banks. The bankerment. The only time Jesus actually was upset and overturned tables. Anyway, I don't talk about that. Hence, he sent me off in a place this morning. I was like, I can't believe people still believe this. How's everybody doing this morning? Y'all doing good? What's happened in the last 24 hours? You still here? There you go. Got that out. I got the Venus Project behind me. I hadn't done the Venus Project in a minute because every now and then you meet new people and new people like, oh, it's so dark. What a grow up, I don't want to know how the world works. I don't want to know money makes everything happen. My folks do. And they don't like it. And they, but we're trained to believe these things from the start. I want my nation to exist. I want America to be real. And it's like, it's not real. It's not real. But that's why I like to tell people, there are always solutions. Don't get upset. People have been working on this problem for a minute. People much smarter than I am. I was gaslit with everybody else. They've been working on a problem. One of them is the Venus Project. That's what's behind me. Go support the Venus Project. Go support the Zeitgeist movement. Go support anything that's not popular. I love the Zeitgeist movement because it's the biggest movement in the world right now. It has been for the last 10 years. And I ain't never heard of it till like a year ago. Never heard of it. I had no idea who they were. Anything that the billionaires don't allow on the media is what you want to do. Anything that they don't allow, anything they don't talk about, that actually might change something. And that's why every day, all day long, they talk about Trump, Pence, Obama, Clinton, AOC, CPT. What's that? God, somebody posted it. Exactly, exactly like United States of, but I like to just say banks. Because in reality, it's not Israel, right? It's not Israel. Israel just has friends in high places that own banks that the God of the Torah said you ain't supposed to even have money in. And those big billionaire banks who print America's money tell America exactly what to do all the time, while the people in America pretend like they do. That's the fun part. We are Toys R Us kids. We are, Lori. We're children. We act like it. But our country is too. Our nation is too. Like we are sellouts like our government is, our bankerment. We're sellouts like they are, because what do we? We do everything we're supposed to. We do everything we're told. We do everything, and then we teach our kids to be even better slaves than what we are. So, what the other thing I posted this morning? I'd say a few things out there. We could look at the news. I think I was talking about Black Lives Matter and White Lives Matter. Because I love it. I love those two groups. I love them. I just want them to get together. And what did I say? I said you can call them a new name, a new acronym. You can call them. Wait, let me go back. Was it WCB, something? I don't know. You know what? Some aliens or somebody put some thoughts in my head. Come on. Oh yeah, WCB. The two groups should get together. White lives matter, black lives matter, blue lives matter, police lives matter, Hispanic lives matter, immigrants lives matter, Yemen lives matter, Venezuelan lives matter, Palestinian lives matter, Israel lives matter. Everybody get all their lives together. Y'all can just make a, well actually, I went too far on that one. I went too far. It's just America. I'm sorry, nobody else is included. But they can call it WCB. Why did the Clintons and Black Caucus write the crime bill? WCB. That's what they should call it. Because that's the only reason none of their lives matters, because all of their groups got together and wrote a crime bill, murdering everybody all over the street. But anyway, got the Venus Project behind me. So I want to talk about today. 5G was in the news. 5G, where's my news at? I was looking at 5G, Venezuela, Pakistan and India in the news. Hey, because World War III might get started by Pakistan and India now. Did y'all see that, Kashmir? What was the official statement? India found some terrorists over the border in Pakistan. So they had to go kill the terrorists. And how does it make sense to send your warplanes to bomb another nation because America does it 18 times? No, that's Obama. But Obama did 18 times a day. Sent drones to go do unintelligent drone strikes in other people's countries. Under this administration, we're doing 22 a day. That's why it stays at bankerment. Never changes. So anyway, India sent 4 jets over there and shot what they shot. Pakistan shot 2 of them down. That might be World War III. So now they're saying stuff back and forth on. We all might die. No, actually, that's not even true. I said that wrong. We all gonna die. I'm missing a prop. Where's my prop at? I got a prop. We can choose the world behind us, a world not based in violence. The Venus Project, a world based in love, and everybody gets everything they want because we use the technology of the time for everybody, as opposed to the billionaire elites, as opposed to that John D. Rockefeller, Devil Bill came up with, the model that most of our family and friends love, and they don't want to change it at all. They want to keep fighting over resources. Jacques Fresco was his name. Came up with a model using automation, and robotics to give everybody what they need. That's why I don't believe in capitalism and socialism. I believe in robotism. Using inventions of the day to help everybody of the day. Using the wheel so everybody doesn't have to carry heavy things. They can have carts. Using fire so people can cook food. So all my meat-eating friends could eat some meat and not die because they're not really carnivores. You know what? All right, I'm not going to mess with the meat eaters today. But you're not. I'm sorry, you're not. We're not. Meat carnivores, they actually eat raw meat. Carnivores have digestive systems that can actually eat real meat. I'm just saying, we're not carnivores, we're not omnivores, we're technivores. We're technivores. We use our technology to eat things our body hasn't evolved to eat yet. Think about that for a minute. All right, anyway. I know I'm in trouble on that one. How's everybody doing? Brother Jack, good morning. Good morning, Angela and Mary. Good morning, Rebecca. Good morning, Susan. Good morning, Brother Jack. What you got going on? Marines, the new deep state. Are we the new deep state? Are the Marines a deep state? I don't think so. I think that the Marines are they're just a part. Like they're just like us. They're just like, you know, we go to work, we're accountants, we're bankers, we're lawyers, they're just a wheel in the cog. They're a wheel in the cog. I think that's all they are. But we support the deep state. All of us do. All of us support the John D. Rockefeller world. All of us work for it. We all got bank accounts. We all make money, and we all like to blame everybody else. But Jacques Fresco was the founder of the Venus Project, and I just show some of his pitches. Making a world where if you want to live in an apartment building, you live in an apartment building. Robots bring you food, not Amazon. Robots bring it for free. Automation, why? Because robots are designed to do that. They're designed to do the heavy lifting. You can live on the ocean. You can live under the ocean. Eventually have floating cities that Elysium that everybody can go to, not just the billionaire elites that succeed at John D. Rockefeller's greed-based destroy everything world, not share. Before we destroy everything. I appreciate Jacques Fresco. He died. When did he die? He died, he was an engineer. He died, was it not 2 years ago? Something like that. And that was another movement I never heard of. That's why I'm saying good decisions and solutions are out there. They just never make it in the media. I know what I was doing? I'm going to tell you what I was doing this morning. I was looking out at open AI. Why? Because I think we need to make software. Those of us who actually want to make software that grows food and feeds people and brings the drone that delivers the pizza for free as opposed to delivers the pizza for money or delivers the cruise missile or delivers the napalm. I was looking at open AI and it was interesting. I think there was they were in the news recently. Apparently, they were using artificial intelligence to do a news report. So what they did, and I'll post a link, I have to find it, I'll share it with you. But what they did is they gave the AI the beginning of a news report to see if it could finish the news report. And the news, let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. I thought this was important because I do think that we kind of live in a manufactured world and it's powerful if you actually easily find it. This was the thing on a unicorn, guys, if anybody is familiar with it. They gave open AI startup unicorn. I don't know if that's it. AI chip unicorn. Okay, it's not. All right, I'll give you the synopsis. I'll post a link for it. What they did is they the beginning of a news article to see if they could finish it. So they wanted to pick something that was funky and fun. And by the way, OpenAI is the company that Elon Musk and a few others started because they said we should not be working with AI right now, that we are not ready for this, that we're going to unleash the devil, I think is the way he put it. And we already got Pence, so, all right, I'm sorry. I'm dead. His eyes messed me up. So they gave the AI a statement to the effect of scientists found a unicorn. It was like 4 or 5 paragraphs, and the AI went out to read it and pulled down from the pages that were rated the highest that talked about unicorns And it took 10 tries before it wrote a full article based on 3 sentences. But after 10 tries, the article was pristine. Pristine. I would read it to you, but I'll just post a link. It was amazing. And it shocked and it blew the scientists away. The ability of AI, and it's not even AI, it's just learning software. It's dumb eyes, and it's mental illness eyes, nowhere near artificial eye, because we don't even have the eye, so we're not going to be able to make an eye. But it basically pulled together the constructs of news reports. It put together eyewitness statements. It put together phrases and explanations from a scientific perspective that I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy. I hate to talk about it, but it's our world could be artificial completely. News can be completely fake. That's why people in the media, they need to focus. The article it wrote on the discovery of unicorns actually sound plausible. Outside of the fact that they stuck in there that the unicorns speak English. And it went down and explained why the unicorns speak English. Well, because the ancestors of man and unicorn must have come together, and somehow the linguistics, and it just went through the whole, it was deep. I'll post a link. It was crazy though. And then they started explaining about how a lot of the news is already being faked anyway. Who was it? Not fake, but artificial. The Washington Post. I didn't know about this. The Washington Post actually had a AI or software writing the sports page. So it was just writing the sports page, and it just sounded like a regular sports writer giving statistics and what happened during the game, and it would pull this data from different places. And this is why they'll even replace the newscasters. In time, I'll be fake. There'll be a fake Gerard sitting here just saying, talking about aliens and stuff. It won't even be me. It's the world we're going into. We are going into this fake world. We're going full steam ahead. I think possibly a lot of what we see isn't really real. A lot of the articles we read are probably bunk. And plus you got people who make stuff up too. So you got a lot of that. But AI can make up stuff a lot faster than what we can. I'll post the link. But what kind of world do you want? You want a world where we take like, you want to hand your kids something beautiful, nice, something that's an evolved model, or do you want to give them the same thing that we got today? Because this is the Venus Project. It doesn't come with killer robots. It does not come with killer robots. It could, but it doesn't. If it does, it's not going to be for us. It's going to be against us. I'm going to look at 5G. Let me see what y'all are saying real quick. I realized Colin was a hero as soon as he took a knee. You know what, Brother Jack? That's awesome. I had no idea when Colin took a knee. I just kind of watched things for a little bit. I try to figure out why people do stuff. I think he took the knee. I think he was inspired to, and he took the knee. And what happened after that, you got all the tribalism. Somebody jump on this side, they jump on that side. But then right after, was it the BBC did that report to find out that actually the police shoot white kids more than black kids, and I think that was a blessing. And I think Colin, he was on to something, you know. But if you're tribal, then you're already on this side or that side, and you're arguing. You're not saying there's a young man in our world who sees something that shouldn't exist, doing something that's largely unpopular, brought about some good discussions. Like, that's how we move forward. So I didn't realize the depth of what he was doing. Now, mind you, nobody followed was serious about the NFL, and but it began, for me anyway, a great discussion about what is wrong with our country, what is wrong with our world. Why do we invade nations and kill them and steal what they have? Why is it that government never does what anybody wants, whether it be this side or that side, Republicans or Democrats? And it ends you up in a place where you realize we actually are being controlled. We're being farmed. They don't actually care about human life. They don't care about white lives nor black lives. They could care less about Venezuelan lives. Anybody? It's all about money. Money makes the world go around. So I think that began some great discussions. And of course, the NFL, everyone dropped their protests. They got the chips and went to go watch the football game. Oh, that's the name. Okay, Lori. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Okay, that's the name of the better. I didn't know who the better was. Yeah, well, people like her. People like her, and I think she says some good things, and she says some nutty things too. But the Green Deal isn't green. It's not green. I'm just, Again, if my health care comes with the blood of other children from other countries, and that's how they pay for it through these banks and the Federal Reserve printing that money and loaning it out to crony corporations so we can work for them, they can pay their taxes, and that comes back around to my health care. I don't want your health care. I'll drink mint tea. I'll drink smoothies. I'll teach my kids to live healthy. I'll grow food, but I'm not going to take your blood health care. I'm not going to take your blood minimum wage. I'm not going to take your blood wall. I'm not going to take anything that's drenched in blood, because Jesus told me I'm not supposed to, Lori. I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to. I got to go do things on my own, but I'm not taking any shiny gifts and toys. Like, you know what's funny? I think a bot is on my page. I just posted something, and this bot name, what's the name of it? Tyler Perry, T. Perry. And it said, click on my page to get a prize or something. I clicked on the page and I don't get my prize. And it said, what are the prizes? What, I get some seeds? Can I get some chickens? Can I get something sustainable? An electric car, maybe? It's not made on slave minerals. I clicked on the page, went over there. You can get a house, a car, small electronics, win prizes. Just put your name on that. Nah, I'm not interested. I'm sorry. I'm not interested. I don't care about your money. I don't care about what you have. You bribed me my whole life and got me to support all the murder, death, and killing all over this planet. Now I'm old enough to realize I was played. I was played by all the shiny things they like to give monkeys. I'm not a monkey anymore. Well, maybe I am. But I'm a chimp. I'm slowly becoming a bonobo. I'm not wooed and wild like I used to. I'm not interested in the bribes and the things that they want to give me to change my behavior, to get me to sign my name and co-sign, give my consent to war and death and destruction. I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Carol and Brother John. Money's evil, y'all. I don't believe in it. Pro-war oil Jesus. Yes. Good one. No, it's not a good one, Maki. It's a bad one. That's a bad one. Yeah, that Jesus show up, you know, oh boy, they worship. He talked to people too. I guess he's in people's head too. He's just like black card floating around, created a crime bill to put a whole bunch of black people in prison and blame the white people. That's sellout Jesus too, hypocrite Jesus. We got a whole bunch of Jesus. People just make up anything they want to make up so they can go kill and murder and rob and steal from other people. That's what it is. All human conflict. Oh, we had a good talk yesterday too. I had a good talk with Brother Kelly yesterday. Talked about hemp sustainability. I don't think it's on YouTube yet. I have to upload it on YouTube. What's going on? Mike Pence is pushing for a commercial regime change yet again, trying to turn Venezuela into Libya. So sad. Koch brothers want their cash cow back. Exactly, Linda. And they've been planning it a long time. And it's not a Democrat or Republican thing. It's a bipartisan thing. They got to murder to give things away. They want to give everybody free stuff. Like the right, they kind of point at the left, say, "Y'all want free stuff." It's like, nope, everybody want free stuff. It's like, nope, everybody's neegan on all sides. They all want neegan. Every last one of them, they all neegan. No, they all get free stuff. They all get free stuff on other people dying. That's why Christ overturned the tables. That's why he had no interest in the banks. Y'all, you're not supposed to have bank accounts, y'all. You're supposed to go invest in hemp companies. Go invest in, because I think hemp is going to save the world. I actually do. Brother Kelly, is he here? He said that it comes from aliens. Actually, he didn't say that. I said that too. It's just so sustainable. I mean, the whole crop from top to bottom, and it might be the one thing that prevents America's collapse. So I don't know if I want to be a collapser anymore. I'm kind of a hemper. I think times bring people together, but you don't want people to die. You don't want people to starve, but I don't want us to continue with today. That's what I'm saying. Today, anybody who agrees with not continuing today, I get. Anyone who's like, they still want to keep today going, they still want to get consent, I'm saying, I don't think you're reading enough. I'm worried for the flat earthers who seem to want to choose to live in a space jar. I don't actually think we're going to space. I actually don't. I don't think that, it's obvious that space travel is too expensive, and we like to send robots up. I think we're biological creatures. I think we're trapped here. I think we're trapped. I don't think that we get to get out of here. I think we can make inventions that go up, but it's going to take a long time for the elites, a long time to share the technology with us, where we can actually go out into space. Let me see what else we got. I don't understand the united part. keep that from happening. Yeah, there's nothing united about the states, Angela. But you know what? But the name it feels good though, doesn't it? Doesn't it feel good? Like, say it, Angela. Say it out loud. United States. Doesn't that feel good? That just makes it feel like a gesture. It makes United States. We are the United States. There ain't nothing united about it. Nothing united about it. We are a capitalist country. And you know, capitalism without no cronyism have ever existed in this country. We are a republic. Hell no, they saw that coming. That's why they came together and created the federal government. But it sounds good. Sounds good. Makes people feel good. Makes people feel good. So they want to kind of keep going with the fantasy. We're just a bankerment. That's all we are. Yes, all lives matter. They do. And that's why they name the groups the way they do, because they want to keep lives not mattering. So if they can get people on that side fighting and people on that side fighting, get the poor people fighting, you can keep your system that makes money off of killing children and throwing them in cages of all colors, sizes, shapes, and colors. Let's start a secret society and retake nations with love. Jill, I think are you starting a religion? I think that's what all the little G gods did. I think they try to teach these people love, but people like banks and they like what they have a little more. Let me see. Brother Jack talking about the military coup. Yeah, in Venezuela. It is a military coup. And of course, that's in the news. We can jump over there. It is a military coup. If Venezuela, if y'all want to like take back your government, because I understand you didn't get the upgraded version of socialism when you went from Chavez to Maduro. You got a little more cronyism because it's designed for crony. That's what socialism and capitalism are. They're designed for cronyism. But you didn't like the model you got. Well, if you want to change that model, you need to look at the resumes of the countries that can help you do peacefully. America is not one. It is not one. They are your country, and they're going to kill a whole bunch of you, and they're going to give your resources over to the banks, which is the same thing in America, which is why no Americans own any land. All right, let me see. But also look at the citizens. Look at the people in the nation that's helping. Do you want to live like that? Is that government loving its people? Is that government taking care of its people? Is that government poisoning its people? Do they have a government? Is it more of a bankerment? All important questions. I want to look at 5G. Can we look at 5G for a minute? 5G. That little music thing. Playful robots, foldable screens, man. Mobile world. I had a funky music. Everybody wants a hat. Y'all dancing. Yeah, it's not gonna be killer robots. Oh, I got the killer robot up there. Oop, my fake news, I'm messing up. Take down the killer robot. That feels good. Everybody want 5G now. I said, oh, a purse! You got a purse! Oh my gosh, you got a purse, girl. You can walk around with your purse. Got the dog in it. You can type on the screen, but oh yeah. Just feels good. Everybody wants 5G. IG disco, that's right. The billionaires gonna save us. They gonna use 5G to give us purses that have phones on foldable screens. Oh man. Dancing robots. Oh, look at that. You know, you one of those people in the party, you had to hold up the wall, you don't know how to dance. They have a robot that'll dance with you. That robot don't care. Got a little BO. That's all right. Robot, come on with you. I love it. I love it how they kind of play it up. They kind of play it up and they kind of give everybody this fantasy world. Billionaires gonna give you all this for free. That is so not the purpose of 5G. 5G is not there to control you. It is a fence. That's what it is. They want to know what you're doing, who you're doing it with, why you're doing it. And if you ever run for political office, they can bribe you to work for the banks and not actually say how the world actually works. Let me see. Kevin, Tim Black, and AOC are right. Reparations are owned. I didn't hear what they said, Linda. What they say? You're talking about Brother Kevin right here? Brother Kevin, I listen to him all the time. Tim Black, I don't really listen to Tim Black. AOC, I don't listen to her. I barely know her name. But reparations are owned. You know, I give you my take on reparations, Linda. My take on reparations is cronyism destroyed many families. Many families of all races, of the non 2%. So if we want to do some reparations, I think it's a whole lot of reparations got to get paid out. But in my model, everybody's getting paid out but the 1% now. That's in my model, because it used to be the 2% and now it's the 1%. Now it might even be the 0.01%, but it's that constant model of robbing from each other and screwing each other and killing each other. And a lot of poor people of all races that didn't do good. So so my thing with reparations, I'm not into racist models. I'm not into looking at a color of people's skin and giving them something and ignoring the other people, because you know what that's going to do? Anybody, raise your hand. Raise your hand. What's it going to do if you actually go around to all the dark-skinned people in this country and you give them land, mule, tractors, money, and don't give it to the other people? Do you have any ideas? Anybody just for a minute? Like, I think people don't think out the process. They don't think these things through exactly. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I tell you what I do. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'll tell you what will happen. You will create an instant revolution, as you should. You will destabilize this nation into a place it will never recover from, as it should. Nobody alive had anything to do with slavery. Nobody, not slavery in America, nobody alive. There's a lot of corporations still exist that got the money from all of that, but nobody alive had anything to do. We either help everybody, to me, this is my take. We either help everybody or we just shut the hell up. That's my take. And why is that my take? Because you do something and penalize people alive today that had nothing to do with it. Penalize the corporations that still got the money. Penalize the Democratic Party that still made money from creating the KKK. And all the money, everything they stole from people when it was after World War I, when all the soldiers came back and the Democrats allocated money to go murder a bunch of black people in Kansas City. Was it Kansas City? Black Wall Street, and murdered all those black people, stole all their money, and the Democratic Party still got the bank accounts. This is what I'm saying. Republicans ain't do nothing about it, so they ain't no better. I'm just saying, if we're gonna help people, you help everybody, or you're gonna make everything worse. So I think that there were a lot of I don't want to talk about reparations. We can't. I don't want to. I think that everybody alive has problems. Everybody is poor for the most part. Everybody, the middle class is becoming the lower class is becoming the prison class, and they're murdering the prison class or making them slaves. So I think our biggest problem is we can't see each other as human beings, right? And we got to stop that. Got to stop that. Just because somebody has brown skin doesn't mean that they got a better shot. That's not how this works. Everything is about chance and luck. I grew up with extremely poor white people and extremely poor black people. Some of them made it, some of them didn't. Some of them in prison, some of them doing really well on Wall Street Bank in New York. And a lot of it just has to do with people taking what they have and being able to utilize it to their benefit. And a lot of that has to do with who your parents are. A lot of that has to do with whatever privileges they give you to navigate whatever society you live in. Some of it has to do with your skin color. I agree with that. But a lot more of it has to do with your money. Because money, honey, is what makes the world go round. That's what you show with money. You got the money for a nice suit. You got the money for a good education. You have a good haircut, shave your face. Your dad got a good job. Your mama got a good job. So you got a suit to wear to go in. You're going to have a lot more opportunities than everybody else. You know how to speak good. You got a degree. You got that privilege. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't get on these tribal sides. I don't mess around with that. Because every life matters. And if every life matters, we need to act like it. Like, people say it, but they don't really believe it. They say it because it sounds good. It's a gesture. It sounds good. They don't want you to think that they're racist. But the reality is, there's a lot more racists in America than what's popular. A lot more racism around the world than what's popular. They just hide it in pride. And so, yeah, I don't want to go down that avenue. So reparations, how I agree. Again, I'm a Venus Project, Zeitgeist movement, stop artificial scarcity person. I don't want solutions that help one people. I want solutions that help all people. Because if you help all people and everybody has what they need, all human conflict is over. It's the only reason people conflict is from lack. Solve the lack, you solve every problem that you got. So the question is, do you want to solve all the problems, or you just want to solve your problem? Keep the system, solve your problems. That's what we want. We want to solve our problems. No different than the other side that you're arguing with. You just want to sit in the seat. That's why I can't get on board with this voting thing. I'm not interested, because it's not that they don't like Donald Trump. They just want to sit where his butt is. They want to sit where he's sitting. They want to keep the system in place. They want to keep you poor, and they want to be above you. So reparations make sense to me, and I love it. Absolutely. Everybody. And we evolved to Earth 2.0. We evolved to a new model where human conflict isn't necessary, because you don't have people going to colleges, getting degrees, taking more money out of other countries and other neighborhoods for their retirement. When you get people to stop competing with each other for resources that we die if we don't have, then everybody gets to live. And the next generation aren't raised as a generation of psychopaths. All right, let me go down. I'm way up in comments. I gave up on Tim when my family and friends volunteered their time to him. Streamed rallies, Standing Rock in DC. For him, he wouldn't go to, and he treated them and all his volunteers like crap. Basically a sellout. Well, Sharon, I love everybody. God love everybody. I don't follow anybody. I love everybody. I listen to everybody. Has a role to play. Everybody has a role to play. Everybody has something that they want to drop. And I think that we don't have to follow people. That's why when they ask you that, well, you got some followers. You got a few. How many followers you got? So I don't have any followers. If you want to follow me, you need to go away. I want people who can teach me. I want people who have experiences I don't have. So I think that though, when someone takes positions that don't work well with the direction we're going, then we have to step away from them. But yeah, I think everybody's doing exactly what they're supposed to do. That's the kind of person I am. I think everybody is doing exactly what they're supposed to do. Everybody's perfect but me. And all I'm gonna try to do is make myself better every day, listening to everybody I can to try to make myself a better person tomorrow. And hopefully other people, I'm going in the right direction, they kind of go that direction too. You know what I mean? So I kind of stay out of the drama. I stay out of the, I try to confuse people. I post MAGA when I need to. So I post MAGA when I need to, and I post some stuff when I need to kind of keep people aware that I'm not a side picker. I'm not a teamer. Here's a good question. What was the most oppressed race in the history of the earth? Who are the most oppressed race in the history of the earth, the solar system, the Milky Way galaxy we live in? You ain't gonna answer it. It's like, it's a trap. I ain't gonna answer that. Yeah. The human race. The most oppressed race on this planet has always been the human race. And either we stand up for the oppressed people, or we be selective about it. I'm not selective. I'm not interested in selecting. I think it's an atrocity that a child be abused. It doesn't matter their race, their country, or their color. Things have been abusing us for a very long time. We either grow up out of that, or we hand this evil little oppressive world to the next generation. All right, I want to go to the news, y'all. I got something we want to talk about. I'm not excited about the news, I'll be honest with you. Outside the Indian bomb and trying to destroy Venezuela, and I guess they did have that military intervention discussion in, where is that, the UN? Didn't Devil Bill make the UN too? I don't know, the Rockefellers. I thought they had a hand in that, if I'm not mistaken. But China stood up for Venezuela, appreciate them. There was a good brother who made a good statement. Oh yeah. You know what I was thinking about too is the problems in Venezuela. Question. The problems in Venezuela, it's not food, right? It's not food. It's inflation. If the problems are inflation, why are we sending food? Because we're not trying to help. If the problems are inflation, and inflation comes from currency manipulation, it comes from sanctions. If anybody who actually wants to help the Venezuelan people, their sanctions. but we're not. That's not what we do. Here's a good brother. A brother had a good feed.
At Organic Valley, our food is made with a few simple ingredients.
I've seen Organic Valley ads. Listen to
It was the first.
Who is this? This is Roger Waters.
Obama declared
Name sounds
that,
familiar. I don't know who this is.
the United States did was Obama declared that Venezuela was a strategic threat to the United States.
Obama declared that Venezuela is a strategic threat to the United States. So I said all the presidents, they do the same thing. They're all told to do the same thing.
And they imposed economic sanctions and a blockade through banking systems of the country. 16 years later, those illegal and draconian sanctions have borne the fruit that the US required them to bear. They wanted to foment dissent in the country by destroying the economy and by encouraging inflation. And they have achieved that end. There is dissent, without question, in Venezuela. People are leaving Venezuela. Life is hard in Venezuela, particularly for poor people. It's mainly because of the inflation. It's a lie that there's no food. That's just wrong. There's tons of food, but it's too expensive for people to buy. So they're having another go at a coup right now. What the United States did was...
That's all it is. It's just another go at a coup, which is the whole point. Why are you sending food? The people got tons of food. It's just too expensive because we've been playing with their currency. So we're not there to help. Pink Floyd, thank you. Thank you. I don't know who these people are. I don't know. They changed. He doesn't look the same. Like I look back, I run DMC. They don't look the same neither. Public Enemy, they don't look the same neither. People grow old, get old. What about companies in other countries suing other countries under the name NAFTA? Well, Cheryl, I'm against everything global trade. I'm against everything global trade. Everything global trade. Until you have local trade and locally you have what you need, I'm against it. And the other thing I'm against is corporations. So if those corporations have more than 5,000 employees, I'm against them. They shouldn't exist. We can't be free if we continue to do dumb things that we did that got us here. We have to change how we think. We got to change what we do, or we're going to continue to give our children, the kids, nieces, and nephews, the same jacked up, controlled, enslaved world that we have. So corporations are a bad thing. I don't think they exist, to be honest with you. And global trade shouldn't exist. So whether corporations can sue each other or not, corporations shouldn't exist. The money to sue each other shouldn't exist. Their products probably shouldn't, or they should exist. And what's the solution to get us there? Because I like to give solutions when I say stuff. So break them up. Break them up. You got departments in these corporations. Break them up and give them to the people. Monopolies, right? Because that was the beginnings of corporations when they first made the little evil bastard, devilish, antichrist, destroy the world groupings, is that they had limits. When you died, your corporation died with you. That got broken up. It didn't get handed down to the next generation. That's one of the ways they scammed us, and that's one of the ways that they made feudal-like conditions and feudal families in a Game of Thrones type of setup in the world, is they hand down the power to control slaves generation to generation. That's all a corporation is. A corporation should have deaths. If a corporation, like somebody mentioned last night, we were talking, if a corporation murders people, the corporation needs to be murdered. Right? Like, we got to stand together with biological creatures. Corporations aren't biological creatures. Damn it, they're systems. And when they murder, they should be broken up or they should be completely gone away. If you work for this person, you're in this department, you're a monopoly, you should get broken up. Let it be owned by the people. Let everybody own 1% shares in it or something until we get rid of money. But money still got to go. I'm not interested in suing, and I believe in forgiving people. I'm not interested in any of that. I try to look at all the things that got us here, and no matter how much I love them, I say that's bad. I need to get away from that. And I was indoctrinated to love money, and I did. And I did everything I could, as much as I could, until I really realized what was really wrong with the world. What's wrong with the world is we want to tell everybody else how to change. We want to tell everybody else what's wrong with them. We don't want to look at ourselves. And money is just evil. I'm still waiting for somebody to give me a good discussion on why money should still exist. What does it actually provide us? Nothing. The only thing I see is it keeps alive competition, survival of the fittest. That's all it is. Survival of the fittest. And usually the people who have the most, the people who are locked in the most, they want to keep that system. The people about to get a new job or do something, make a new investment, they want to keep the money because they know that they're about to gain more slaves. And that's all money is a representation of human labor in a bank account. I don't think you should own each other. It's a representation of taking sovereignty away from people. Our government issues coin for trade. They distribute the coin by spending. They spend on military and M4A, their choice. Yes, it is. And you know what? Another thing on that, Linda, is government should actually print the money. I'm not sure where you are, Linda, but in America, the government doesn't print the money. I don't know where you are. Are you in Australia? In America, how it works is our unfederal reserve prints the money. Our government goes to the unfederal reserve, which is a private guild of bankers, international, which I don't think any of them live in America. And they say, please, mommy, we invaded Syria. We're bombing the Middle East. We're trying to get oil from Iran. We're going to start a war there. I promise you, mommy. Mommy, and I'm going to clean under my bed in Venezuela. I'm going to murder a bunch of people down there. Can you please print a couple $1 billion for me? Mommy, please. Mommy, my kids. The people want health care, and they want single payer, and they want a minimum wage. Can you please print me a couple $1 billion? I murdered all the people that you needed me to. And I don't think that's a good idea. I think if you're going to have a nation, and while money still exists, I think that nation needs to print its own money. You know, there's a reason why it was one of the Rockefellers who made that statement. He said, if I print the nation's currency, I don't care who writes its laws. Why would they say that? Why would he say that? And then proceed to create the Federal Reserve? Because they know because the lawmakers are useless. That's why I'm not a voter. That's why I'm not a voter. I don't believe in voting for Orphan Oliver going up and asking with a bowl of rice. Please, international bankers, may I please have some more? Because I think that's the scheme, and that's why I believe in #InTheFed. You know, that is definitely one of the critical steps in America actually getting any control back in this country. It has nothing to do with voting. And that's why every time Ron Paul would say, get that brother off stage, they don't have nothing even to say. Because all the money comes from that blood money. You know, so that's kind of my take on that. The Federal Reserve can't exist. If somebody actually hands your government money and they got to beg for it as a dependent, that government's not making any decisions that person handing out the allowance want them to. That government has a mommy. That's when you stop worshiping a flag. That's when you stop saying your Pledge of Allegiance, because you're a little orphan Oliver. No, I don't agree. Congress creates wealth when they sign legislation. The Federal Reserve have co-opted the economy for debt creation. Well, I'm not sure where we disagree. You see, Congress creates wealth when they sign legislation. Well, okay, I kind of disagree on that. Congress, what they do, they create wealth for billionaires, right? They don't create wealth for us. They don't create wealth for the people. When Congress writes legislation, most of the legislation I look at when I used to read laws, they actually make business out of problems, right? So a good example would be the Violence Against Women, right? Domestic violence. They wrote the Violence Against Women's Act. And what did that do? That took money from the taxpayer, or printed by the Federal Reserve, and gave it to lawyers, to judges, and to the legal system for women who were getting their butts kicked in the house. So they didn't have to send police out anymore, and they just handed out protection from abuse orders. So they took an ill that we need to make go away, domestic violence, something that just shouldn't even exist anymore, and they made a business out of it. And so corporations, lawyers, and law firms made billions of dollars on women getting beat. And then after that, spousal murders went up. But people cheered Joe Biden. So no, Congress, they don't, and they start wars, they funnel weapons, and so and then the weapon money doesn't come to me. Then Linda, the weapon money, the weapons that they send all over the Congo and everywhere else, that money goes to billionaires. So yeah, I agree that, yeah, they do create wealth. You're right about that. But they create crony wealth. They create crony wealth for billionaires, and this idea that it trickles down, it never trickles down. I've been like this, Linda, I've been waiting my whole life, like, it's gonna trickle, wait, it's about to trickle. It's just, it's coming. It's coming. It ain't never trickling down. That's that Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan only said one thing that was true that I like. He said that we need to get ready for some aliens. I agree with that. We need to work together. We really don't have anything different. We all got the same problem. All the money is up there, and it ain't never trickling down. Ain't that trickle down is pee. So yeah, I mean, they create wealth, but they don't create it for us. So the model, it's not designed for poor people. If you don't have $1 billion in the bank, that model's not designed for you. And the Federal Reserve, the reason the Rockefellers did that and said that is because if our economy is so propped up now on phoniness and the fiat currency, we lost, what is it, 80% of the value of the currency is gone since 1933, if I'm not mistaken, that we're broke as a nation. And the way the scam works is that you got the Democrats and Republicans in office, on and off, they work for the same industries, it's kind of pointless, but none of them want to be in charge when the economy collapses, right? None of them want to be in charge when the Federal Reserve says, we're not printing money, right? Because if they don't print the money, most of the businesses in the United States, they actually live on loans. They actually get loans. What is it called? It's an operational model where they get loans every month to pay for the products, to pay for the raw materials. They make the products and they pay the loan back by the end of the month. So all these, there's a vast majority of businesses that live on that. And if the banks don't have money to loan, those corporations will collapse. Those corporations collapse, people lose jobs. People lose jobs, we're back into the Great Depression. So neither the Democrats or Republicans are set up to solve the problem because neither one of them want to be in charge when we go into the next depression. So what they do is they do the quantitative easing, they print more money, and they kind of keep this ball rolling, but it's called the fractional reserve banking. And the other scam that the Rockefellers put in there is they made sure that there's never enough money in circulation to actually pay the loan back. So what they did is they instantly made a slave out of the American government. And that's why I'm not a voter. I'm not interested in voting because that's not the problem. The problem is we have so many systems in there that make sure that there's nothing like free market capitalism anywhere in America. And there's nothing ever going to be like socialism because it's all just. Oh, but I'm gonna say something. I gotta say something positive. I'm gonna say something. Hillary Clinton. I know. I know had any. I ain't said nothing positive about her in about 3-4 years. I ain't said nothing. But I agree with something that she said. Well, I was watching something on accident because I don't watch. Anytime she pops up in the video, I click off it real quick. But she did say something that actually made sense a minute ago to me. I didn't have a chance to click off of it. She said she wanted to get rid of the electoral college. I agree with that. I do agree with that. But not for the reason why she said it. Her favor this time around, but she is right. But it's not going to help anything. She just wants to get rid of it because it screwed her. But she was right. There's so many different layers that lock in voting not mattering that's only one piece of it. It's only one piece. It's just one piece in multi-layer of screw. The machines are open source and they don't really work. So even if you get rid of the electoral college, they're not open source. They're controlled by Homeland Security, so they can make anybody win that they're told to make win because Federal Reserve prints the money and they can dictate those things. It doesn't really matter. I mean, the voting system's corrupt anyway. It's not open source. You can't actually read it. We don't have the voting system Venezuela has. We don't have the voting system we sent to, where was it, South Africa? I forgot who has a better voting system. Oh no, Afghanistan. We gave them a better voting system than we have. It's secure and it's locked. They have passwords. I think it's biometric and eye scans, but of course we gave them the drones and somebody blew most of the machines up. That was like 4 months ago, so voting is not the way out. And even if we did vote and get somebody in, it's still a representative model of government. And I think we're older than that. I think you're big enough. I think everybody's big enough to make their own decisions. I don't think anybody has to represent you. I think you got your own mind. Like part of the reason we're screwed is this political party stuff. I think the parties need to go away. The tribalism needs to end. You need to make your mind up. I think if you want to be for the wall, you should be for the wall. And if you want healthcare too, you should be for it. You should want healthcare too. If you want something else, you should want something. If you want to be anti-war, you should be anti-war. Like, I don't think that having two parties divide up where people got to stand on issues is a good idea. I think when you're your own individual and you're sovereign, you can make your own mind that you like cannabis and you like vaccines too, then I think you should be able to do that. I don't think that mommy, although in that example, I don't know if that's mommy. If mommy, the representative government's mommy, because they're more like the little orphan Oliver, and we might be like Oliver's toys or something. Because mommy's the Federal Reserve and the representatives begging for allowance that they actually did the things they were supposed to do. Positive about Hillary, she's not running. Susan, don't believe that. Don't believe that. I think she is. I don't believe that one bit. I think that woman was promised the presidency, and I think she's gonna get it. I think she might be, and it might be after 8 years. I'm pretty sure Trump's gonna win again. But I think it's gonna be 8 years. They get her in again, she's gonna be 95. Teeth falling out. Think she crazy now? You wait till it. Think she made Haiti a S-hole country now? You think the Clintons destroyed Haiti and most of South Africa, Latin American countries through the Clinton Foundation? You wait till she gets in and she's like 97. Oh, it's gonna be bad times, and Lord have mercy. That's why I think we need to stop, y'all. We need to pull up. We need to pull up. We need to end the Fed. We need to stop fighting with other poor people. Stop being these tribal groups. Stop being played by nations. Stop 5G, my goodness. And start requiring all the excess in GDP go into robots and automation to resolve violence by solving artificial scarcity. Stop being crony. Let people have what they need. Make sure we don't have starving kids growing up. Make sure we support Puerto Rico instead of rape Puerto Rico. Make sure we help Venezuela instead of rape Venezuela. Make sure we reduce the amount of terrorists that are going to come kill our kids in the future or that they have to fight against. Because I think that's what parents would want for children. That's what I think. I don't doubt she'll live. No, Megs, you know what? She might be in the club. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Obama's not in the club. I'm pretty sure Trump's not in the club. But Clinton might actually be in the big club. She might be in that George Carlin club. She might be in the big club. She might be able to get that stem cell stuff that they use for the vampires and tap into little children. Just might. They're a creepy couple. I'm sorry. But they're creepy. They're a little creepy. A little bit. They're a little bit. Trump, who didn't want to be a president, to being with Trump, who didn't want to be a president, to being with, will end up being one for 8 years. Yeah, well, you know what? I think I got y'all my theory on that. Like, I don't think he wanted to be. I'm pretty sure he didn't want to be. I think he just wanted to sell some steaks and get his name. I think he just wanted to make some money, and he underestimated how weak the Republicans were. He underestimated how sick the Republicans and Tea Party were with the bastards that were running things, because they're all crony. They don't believe in the Republic. They hate the Republic. They didn't believe in God. They hate God. They're devils. I'm sorry. The GOP is no better than the DNC. And I think he got in there, and he likes to win. I know two people that know the guy, and one lady who she floats on them levels. She's a billionaire. She said he likes to win. He'll become anybody he needs to win. He looked and saw who he needed to become, and he put on that little bit of an accent. Didn't get a cowboy hat, but he played the blue collar role good enough, and people believed it. He beat the hell out of the Republicans, and then Hillary ran against him. And I think she was pretty convinced that she would beat him. Didn't they like mess around with the media so he got more attention because she knew she could beat him? And I think they were probably at one of those resorts, Mar-a-Lago, or whatever it is, where all the billionaires get together. Everybody in the club, probably, not us. And they probably bet for $1. He was probably sitting at the table, and Hillary's probably across the table from Trump. And Obama was at the table, all of them just chilling at the table. And Hillary's like, I don't know why you ain't gonna win. Why are you even running? And Trump was probably with the Trump hands like, I can beat you. I'm great at beating people. I beat people the best. When I beat people, they're just really beat. Nah, he's the best at everything. And she said, you're not gonna win. I bet you $1 I can run the Americans. I'll win this. He's like, all right, I bet you $1. good at betting. I'm just the best bettor I know. I bet all the time. I bet they bet $1 who got to own us, and he won. But I think he didn't want to win, and I think he regrets it. I think Obama regretted it too. Look at these people when they come out of office. They look good. Like, you haven't noticed how they go into office, the American presidents, they're dancing and singing. They look kind of young relatively and taking the shirt off at the beach, Obama and whatever, and showing nipples and stuff, running around. And they come out of office and they look like they've been drained of their blood. Their skin is dried up. They got all kind of black marks on their face. They just nasty, and you just look like nobody you'd ever want to sit next to in a movie theater. Something about that office. It is something about Washington. Yeah, I didn't think he wanted to win either. Public-based economy with universal basic income. Basically, Susan, I like the gift-based society. I like gift-based society. I like resource-based society. I like a lot of what the Zeitgeist movement talks about, which is when a child is born on this planet, it has a right. It has a right to clean water. It has a right to not live under cronies and kings and lords. It has a right to not go out and get a job and work for big corporations. If it wants to own land and wants to get a clump of land and grow some food and put a robot on it, and it just wants to lay around, play video games all its life, or play music, or make robotics, or develop space rockets, whatever that child wants to do, I think it has a right to do that. And if we have the resources, the automation and software to allow them to do that, why in the world would we deny children that? So I'm kind of like that. Like, I don't believe in the universal basic income. I think Peter Joseph talked about it, where it's a necessary step to get to a Zeitgeist movement type setup or Venus Project type setup. I don't believe in money. I don't believe in like a right to pass. Like Gandalf, you know, with Gandalf, you remember Lord of the Rings? Gandalf was standing on the bridge and the Balrog came out. And Gandalf said, "You shall not pass." Right? It's kind of like the old troll bridge thing. Like, I don't think kids born on the planet were ever asked to be here. I don't think that there's a toll. I don't think that they need a right to pass. I think that they can pass and get some water, get some pizza, have fresh lunch. I don't think that we should enslave children from birth. That's what I think. And we have the robotism that they don't have to be. We could feed the whole world right now. We just choose. You know, we can make sure that kids don't grow up with the hate where they end up becoming white nationalists and skinheads and Black Panthers and Crips and Bloods and Triads and Al-Qaedas and ISIS's and CIAs. We can raise people without that hate. We just choose not to. UBI is not good. Federal job guarantee work better for the people. Well, I'm good, Linda, on any of the ideas. Like, I know we need transitional stuff. I let people debate about what's the best transitional. We just need to agree on the end game is getting rid of the artificial scarcity model where corporations and billionaires keep away resources from people, from children of all races and all nations. As long as the end point looks something like that, where little kids are free as a beetle, a bug, a cockroach, a deer, a bear, a monkey, and a bird, where they can just kind of go live their life without being beholden to a better, because some other child was born with more jewels than what they had, and I think we're good. So anything that'll get us to that, I'm good with. But, you know, I think UBI and federal job guarantees and things like that, that will stop the bleeding, right? Like, we have to stop the bleeding. I don't think the federal job guarantee should be with the CIA, though, or the FBI, until we fix them. When the CIA is actually going around the world helping people, not destroying nations for corporations, like U.S. fruit and U.S. oil, then those federal jobs work. Until then, federal jobs to help people. I agree. We need transitions. People are starving in America right now. People are dying all over this world right now. That really should be every government. Every government that actually is for its people, that is designed by its people to help the people, that is its people, will take care of its people. They don't do that because they're not for the people, they're for the banks. And if they don't do the things the banks want, America will blow them up. As bad as that is, and Americans will go right along with it. They'll go right along with it because they're scared to be poor too, and they got cushy lifestyles, and they don't want to give up them lifestyles. I gave up the lifestyle. Yes, absolutely. The cornerstone of the economy and how Congress uses its power. how Congress could use its power. I hate Congress, Linda. I don't know if I said that. Did I say that? I don't know if I said that in the last week or not. I hate Congress. I hate everything about them. I do. I love the people in Congress. They're just people. They just played like we're being played. But I hate Congress. Congress doesn't do anything. I have no pride in my Congress at all. I'm not proud. I have to be honest. I'm not proud of Congress. I'm not proud of the Senate. I am not proud at all. I believe in having pride in good things, and I think they are a bad system. I think it has a lot to do with the Federal Reserve, but I think they're a bad system. And they're a system that needs complete rebooting, if not deletion. I don't think we should make business out of problems. I can't. I can't. I don't like Congress at all. Put on white shirts while they destroy countries that have women in them. I don't. Congress, we need a divorce. I'm not with them. I understand. Fathers who were killers in their own right too did not like the idea of a federal government. I see it now. Putin looked like he was just told, you know that horse you like to ride, its head will be in your bed tomorrow morning. Well, mafias run the world, Ish. I wouldn't be surprised. What we got? Let me see. Trump billionaire, Hillary millionaire. Who's going to win the election? Who can pay and win the election the most? Well, yeah, John, and I agree with that. Money makes the world go round. Just do the numbers. I like the logic of that. And you just really just think it straight through. Millionaire, billionaire. Who's going to win? You know. But Hillary has a lot of billionaire friends, and to be honest with you, I'm not sure. Are the Clintons not billionaires by now? I know you hit that billionaire community. You don't like to tell people, but are they billionaires? I mean, money went through that Clinton Foundation as they closed it up to stop destroying nations, so the Obama can open their Obama Foundation so they can go destroy nations and make slavery. So I think that they might be in that billionaire community. I don't think Hillary's going to lose. I think if she lose, because it's not just about the billions you have, but it's the billions you make the banks. And if you're making the banks billions and trillions, which Trump is, because he's got it. Like, you can't take anything from him. He has tribalism down. Make people hate him so much they can't even go to work. I know people that just hate Trump so they can't even go to work. They just wake up, I can't go to work today. I don't know what he did. I know he done did something. People losing their damn minds. And the other side, hey, just love him. Everything just poured, right? Jesus just Trump has come again. He was in the Bible. He just walked on water and just touched the hem of his garment. Oh my gosh, I'm just healed my cancer and went away. He has the ability to get people divided up. He is a genius when it comes to that. It doesn't matter how many degrees these people, PhDs, LMNOPs, CPDs, no matter what they do for a living. Trump has the ability to make the smartest people I know sound like the dumbest people on the planet. Just emotional. And that's marketable. You can make a lot of money as a bank and a corporation and a pharmaceutical company if the people are so divided up fighting each other that they don't give two damns what they come. Like, look at the last 3 years. Has anybody given a damn about what the government's been doing? Nobody. Why? Because they all want to know where Trump's penis has been 10 years ago, right? Like, I mean, think about that. If I'm a big bank and I want to make money, and it's like, who was it? The Prime Minister of the UK said it's a democracy is one of the hardest forms of governments to run, even pseudo-fake democracies, which is what we have, because all the power is with the people, and you can only make decisions and make money if you take rights from the people. You got to take the people's power. And so as long as the people are so divided and hate each other, make a lot of money. Money makes the world go round. I see what you're saying, yes, and that I think it's the right thought process, but it's about also how much money you can make big international corporations too. And I think Trump might be a little different. I think he likes national billionaires more than, I think he favors them. He's got his crew, but I think he's got other billionaires around the world too. Like, it's, my mind doesn't work. I know if you're for Trump, I'm fine with you too. My mind doesn't work the way. I grew up around very wealthy people. I can tell you this, they act like they care. Wealthy people don't give a damn about anything other than themselves, and they have to, because when you have money, that's how you have to be. When you have that large sum of money, you have to make very simple, basic things. I don't think very good people actually gain a lot of wealth in life. I think if you're a very good person and you look around this world and you see some of the starvation and destruction and what's happening, I don't think that you hold on to that money. I think you release the money. So I think if you actually get $1 billion, you can't care about poor white children. You can't care about the core of America. You can't care about the poor miners. You can make money off of them, and maybe some of them can come make a little money with you. The way my mind works is that no billionaires are ever coming to save you, and they never will be. You know, like the people I get, like I said, I get the Trump folks who voted for him because they couldn't vote for Hillary, and they felt he was sabotage to the establishment and the globalists. I get that. That makes sense all day long. I'm like tear down all day long. I get that. The idea that he wants to help, I don't know. That's hard for me to swallow. It's hard for me to swallow. Just the same way as Hillary does not want to help. That's a real hard pill. All right, let me see. Anything else in the news? I'm gonna get out of here. This is what y'all talking about. Rick to remove corporate donations to politicians. Right, exactly. That's why I like Rick. That's why I like Rick. Not a person, RIC. I like Rick because it gives power back to the people. Anything that gives power back to the people, I'm all for. Direct democracy, I'm all for. People not being represented, not having leaders, I'm all for. Adults being adults, I'm all for. Let them make their own decisions. And if we make bad decisions, I'd rather the world be destroyed from adults making bad decisions and voting bad than representatives, leaders, our betters, people who have more jewels than what we have, and the Game of Thrones destroying us because we didn't even give the human race a chance. I actually believe in the human race. I believe in the human race. All right, let me see. What is this? Why on Donald? Somebody posted that the other day. Donald Cook, the USS Donald Cook is in the Ukraine. That's probably not a good. Probably not a good thing. Iran's midget submarine launches cruise missiles. Yeah, Iran's got don't mess around. Oh, this was something. Rubio, Marco Rubio, what did he do? He posted a picture of Gaddafi's as a threat.
Senator Marco Rubio tweeted images of the late Libyan leader, Muammar Gaddafi, as he was about to be brutally murdered. The tweet's not captioned, but many are interpreting it as a warning to the Venezuelan president.
Because nothing says human rights like gloating over a human being getting sodomized to death with a bayonet.
Marco Rubio just posted photos of Gaddafi being lynched in an open death threat to Maduro. Libya is now a slave state thanks to US. F you, Marco. You are a deranged piece of who should immediately resign.
I agree with that. I agree. Who is Rubio? Isn't Rubio? I don't know your leaders. I don't know your owners. Isn't Rubio Republican? I think he's a Republican, right? He's got the Republican creed, which is just a Democrat under. So it's funny, but they all get in line when it comes to war. They're all on the same team when it comes to sticking bayonets in people's butt cheeks and starting slavery again. Oh, the parties agree with that. Oh, they're good on that. They agree on war. You can't get them to shake on war. You can't get them to shake on sending weapons all around the world to child soldiers. Oh, all the political parties agree on that. That's why I don't care about the gifts that your political parties want me to care about. So I don't care. I'm offering the first grader a little gift of gratitude for her good deed. Jeannie, you got me on that. I have no idea what we're talking. We were talking about Gaddafi, girl. Are you in the gang? You in the gang, girl? Yeah. you smoking something this morning? You smoking a little something, Jeannie? I know. I think I seen some cannabis posts on your page too. You know that. You know, you be careful with that, Jeannie, because smoking cannabis, it makes you gay, and well, it makes white women chase black men. So if I think you're Asian, Jeannie, it might make you chase Hispanic people or something. I don't know. You might want to be careful with that. So sick what they did to Gaddafi. Yes, it was sick, Kimberly, but it made a lot of money. It's not that sick, is it? It's not that sick. It's not that sick. It kept latte prices under $5. It's not that sick. It sent slaves all throughout Europe. Can't be that sick. Can't be that sick. You know, apparently Rubio posted it, so, you know, he's one of the leaders. He's one of our representatives, so it can't be that bad, right?
Marco Rubio's feed has become like a manic, paranoid, regime change demanding bot account. Would probably be investigated for suspicious activity by the Twitter authorities if he was not a US senator.
Oh, he's
Marco Rubio's been a vocal critic of President Maduro since the crisis began and has openly...
Wait a minute, he's a senator? Y'all let y'all senators talk like that? For real, y'all let y'all senators... Oh my goodness. Boy, it just gets better and better. Y'all Americans, I love you. It just gets better.
Called for an armed insurrection to depose him. And when the senator from Florida travelled to the Venezuela-Colombia border with that first delivery of humanitarian aid from Washington, he called Maduro's government a mafia organisation. But outrage at the post has not been confined to Twitter. There's also a petition now demanding the senator's resignation, with accusations Rubio is promoting violence against a head of state. Meantime, violence has once again erupted on Venezuela's border with Colombia. It's the real hotspot. It's the latest in a series of clashes between protesters and border police over humanitarian aid deliveries. Hundreds of protesters gathered on the Simon Bolivar Bridge after a U.S. aid convoy was blocked from entering Venezuela. As protesters threw rocks, border police responded with tear gas. To date, the standoff between pro- and anti-government protesters has resulted in nearly 300 injuries and 4 deaths. We've got the opinion of political analyst Chris Banbury on where it's heading.
Well, I think it's all part of a strategy of tension which the Americans are building up. What the Americans are trying to do is put pressure on the military in Venezuela to shift, to dump Maduro. So far, that hasn't happened. The weakness of Maduro's position is that unlike his predecessor Hugo Chavez faced with a coup 20 years ago, Chavez could call in a mass movement that was virtual insurrection in Caracas, which saved him. Now Maduro is reliant almost entirely on the army, and there isn't that kind of, thus far we haven't seen this kind of mass movement coming to his aid.
Clashes between protesters and violence against a head of state.
This here. For a U.S. senator to promote or imply violence against another country's head of state is unacceptable. That's not why the heads of states are there. Our heads of states murder people. They're there to destroy countries. The Federal Reserve tells them to do. I disagree with that. Now they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. But the whole idea. What did that woman say? Hey, we saw he died. Yeah, no, that's what they're there for. They're there to murder people and not give two damns. And they're there to get their like when Trump was cheering that we're gonna leave all options on the table to Venezuela, and then the crowd starts clapping and everybody's cheering for murder. Everybody's cheering for war. That's what they're there for. Your government, your leaders, they're there to get you to be okay with murdering people. That's what they're there for. I don't think that's gonna get Rubio fired. That's gonna get him a bonus. That's what murdering somebody slowly by sticking swords in his butt? Come on now. Ain't no sword in but Jesus, all right? That's all I'm gonna say. I was raised in the church and I know what I'm supposed to support now. Is he a Christian? He probably is. What church he go to? I should probably call him pastor. So what the hell are y'all teaching over there? Obama too, all of them. What church y'all go to? Because they all go. Why? Because you believe it. That's why. You believe it. Meanwhile, the Catholic Church, they can't get a hold on priests, just can't stop messing with these little boys. All right. So yeah, anyway. I'm gonna do my last couple comments. I'm gonna get out of here. 21 million missing. They used it for something. Yes, they did, Linda. Yes, they did. They used that 20. What did they use the 21 million for? See, I think a lot of it was Space Force. I think a lot of it they're up there doing stuff, making weapons and beams and stuff to murder and kill us. I think a lot of it probably went into what they were destroying in other countries. You know, but that's a good question. No one talks about that anymore. I think you appreciate you bringing that back up. $21 million. $21 million. Where is it at? Where is it? They're not even looking for it, Linda. They don't care. Come on. Print the money. Your kids got to pay it back. They could care less because you know you got to pay that money back. That money, it didn't just come out of nowhere. They print the money, but they don't print the money out of thin air. They print that money out of your child's freedom. They print that money out of our grandkids' freedom. They print that money out of our grandkids, because that's not how long it's going to take to pay it back. And the bankers want that money. They want that money, honey. So we will be fighting wars, destroying nations. We got to pay that money back. But that's why the value of the dollar there's none. None whatsoever, because they print the money. But we don't pay that 21 million back, but they're not even looking for it. They're just trying to make as much as they can, so their kids don't have to be the slaves ours do when those bankers have that money. And that's how the Great Depression started. It was a call on the credit. Anytime those banks are done, the Federal Reserve, anytime you put somebody in there, if this Ocasio lady's who you say she is, if Trump is who you say he is, who else y'all running? Bernie, if Bernie is who you say he is, and he get in there and say, no, Federal Reserve, we're not going to clean under my bed. I'm not cleaning up my room. And they hold back that allowance. They don't print the money. The corporations don't get their loans, and the currency collapses. Depression. That's why they never go for it. That's why I don't think voting is an answer. Keep your bayonet out of my butt, Lori. Nobody should have any bayonets in their butts. That's just a bad idea. It's crazy. Like, to me, I think if we were sentient, the minute that happened, Americans should have realized that they have no control in their psychopathic government. But I appreciate the whole world waiting for us in America to figure this out. I appreciate everybody giving us a chance to try to fix a lot of this. They should be invading and destroying us, as dumb as we are. Bribery of politicians as well, right, Linda? Somebody stole that money. What was it? Was it 7 trillion? And the next day, 9/11. Well, how did that go? the report came out $7 trillion is missing from the Pentagon or something like that. And the very next day, 9/11 happened. Like, that's not that. Come on, you believe in the coincidences like that? Whenever in the history of America did somebody ever release a report, news saying $7 trillion disappeared? And the next day, the biggest attack in America ever happened on this land, outside of what the Democrats did with the KKK and after World War I and all the money they still got in their bank accounts, they murdered all them people and stole it. Outside of that, that was one of the big, and outside of the Native American genocide, outside of that, 9/11 was one of the biggest ones. And it happened the day after they admitted that they lost $7 trillion. Okay. But people like it, Linda. They like it. They're still voting for it. So we're gonna keep on with this. And Israel said thanks. Yes, Israel says thanks all the time, Lori. They say thanks all the time. Our politicians, we got dual citizenship over there, which I don't know how that's not out open-faced treason. Is beyond me. Money is an IOU for energy and lives. That's all it is, Jeannie. I like that though. I like how you said it a little better. I just say it's a representation of human labor. That's why I don't get excited. I got a lot of money. We're doing good. We're going to play the lottery, get some more money. Like, why do you want to support slavery? Like, what is that about? But it's an IOU for energy. See, energy is too, because energy, human labor is energy. Oil is energy, and that's all that John D. Rockefeller stuff. It's swappable, completely swappable. More evidence. Where it went was right there in the Pentagon. Where the so-called invisible plane hit, right? And we know that, John. Ain't no damn plane. There was a missile. There was a missile. That was that Brigadier General said it. It was a damn missile. We keep playing like we don't attack ourselves. We attack ourselves. Like even with JFK Jr., that was a missile too. You know, like we keep playing these games. Whistleblowers keep telling us. They keep telling us, but we're not listening. We're not listening. So when we don't listen, bad things happen. Bankers profit for debt. The illusion starts with the belief that we do not create the new dollars, we do. The illusion starts with the belief that we do not create the new dollars, we do. Oh, I'm not sure what you're saying there, Linda, but yeah, we create the money, we create the dollars, but we don't have the ability to pay it back. Right, so it's just debt. We're a debt-based society, and that's how that fractional reserve banking works, where they print the money, we pay something like 150% interest or something crazy like that, and so this is unfathomable amount of money that we can never pay back, and they never make sure that. I'll post a link on fractional reserve banking. I looked at it. I don't want to go back into it. It's just the bottom line is the Federal Reserve owns our Pentagon, they own our military, they own your Homeland Security, they're rolling out the 5G, they loan to the corporations, so all the corporations do what they want them to do, and the politicians need the bribes from the corporations, and so the representatives do what the corporations tell them to do, not what we say do. That's why if you can print the money, you own the entire country, and no gesture, what nobody wants matters but you, because money makes the world go around. They attach us every day in every other horrible way. Oh, attack. Yes, they do, Megs. They attack us every day. Through food, through water, through air, chemtrails, through the media. Constantly. Everything to keep, gotta keep the cattle moving. They gotta keep us moving. As long as they keep us moving in the direction they want to, we're good to go. They're good to go. What president? Trump said America is prospering better than ever before in history. What do you mean we're in debt? Not according to President Trump. We're doing the best we've ever done in history. Right, John, but every president says that. They all say that. Yeah, every last one of them. Obama said it too. Bush said it. Clinton said it. They all say it because it sounds good. It's not true, but it sounds good. Embrace love and refuse fear, right, Lori? Because that's how you farm human beings. You get them to be scared. Wait for my last comment. I'm going to get out of here. Money created by legislation is an expression of growth in our GDP. It's how it works, the basic terms, not the corrupted terms. Well, right, well, you know, it's under the design. I think the design was solid, but in practice it never worked out. In practice, they figured out how to make corporations people. After corporations got too big, and then they pretty much bought the amendments they wanted, and they bought the government that we didn't want to keep, and so now they run everything. Yes, but despite our troubles, we can be the change we desire. We can. Anytime we want, Kevin. Anytime we want. We can be the change. We are the gaslit people we've been waiting for. We can be the change anytime we want to. All we got to do is stand up and do it. All right, I gotta get out of here. This is Gerard. Y'all have a great day. Think positive energy. Think positive things. Stop fighting with people. Stop with the isms. Fight the bankisms. Fight the people who actually have the power. Fight the billionaires. The people you're fighting don't have $1 billion in the bank. You're fighting the wrong people. It's Gerard. Gotta go. Love y'all.